The Cleveland Browns quarterback situation has become one of the most closely watched heading into the NFL season, and right at the heart of it is rookie Shedeur Sanders. The Browns training camp has turned into a battlefield of arm talent, experience. He is no ordinary rookie. He's the son of Deion coach Prime Sanders, a social media phenomenon. Each quarterback brings something unique to the table. Flacco, a Super Bowl MVP, offers leadership and pocket intelligence. Pickett, still trying to find his footing after a rocky start with the Steelers, is hungry to prove he belongs. Thompson Robinson, or DTR, has flashed in moments and is still considered a high-upside developmental piece. And a player with confidence that borders on charismatic bravado. He's made some brilliant throws. Deep balls with touch, quick reads in tight windows, and audible leadership on the field. If a young quarterback doesn't make a strong enough impression early, he risks being buried on the depth chart. Or worse, traded. Coaches have praised his composure and willingness to absorb coaching. But like any rookie, there have been mistakes. Overthrown passes, hesitation in the pocket, and struggles with timing routes. Yet, despite the hype, Shedeur faces a harsh NFL reality. Nothing is handed out. Everything must be earned. Fans line up for autographs. Media coverage is amplified. His social media reach extends far beyond Cleveland. Chemistry is forming, particularly with second-string pass catchers, which could give him an edge. If the Browns opt for rotation or experimentation in preseason games, if he stumbles or falls behind the others, trade rumors, practice squad designation, or even an early label as a project could start to stick. Those moments, snaps in meaningless preseason quarters to some, might end up being the stage where Shedeur writes the first chapter of his NFL career. One tweak, one awkward hit, and the depth chart can flip overnight. Shedeur's best path to climbing the ladder might not come from winning it outright, but from being ready when opportunity strikes. And in a quarterback room filled with questions, his fight for a role is becoming the Browns' most compelling storyline of all. His entire football journey has been under a spotlight, from being the coach's son to being the face of HBCU football to transferring to Colorado. Joe Flacco may be the safe choice. Kenny Pickett may be the next hope. Dorian Thompson-Robinson may be the underdog favorite. But Shedeur Sanders, he's the player with the most to prove, and possibly the most to gain. And taking the media world by storm, pressure is part of his DNA. And that's something Shedeur has always done. Stay ready. But within the building, all of that has to take a backseat to performance. The NFL is a results-driven league, and personality only gets you so far. And potential, with 4 quarterbacks all competing for one of the most coveted and high-pressure positions in football. Head coach Kevin Stefanski has reiterated that the best player will win the job. Period. That mindset favors veterans in the short term, but it also leaves the door open for a breakout performance from a rookie like Shedeur. This is a franchise that has struggled for decades to find consistent quarterback play, but the NFL demands more. More reads, more detail, more speed, more unpredictability. And Shedeur's progress in mastering that playbook is being monitored closely. If he can get the mental side of the game to match his physical tools, his ceiling is from high draft picks to veteran experiments. The carousel at QB has been non-stop. The front office, coaching staff, and fan base are desperate for stability. And that puts even more pressure on whoever wins the job. And as things heat up in Berea, Ohio, the question looms. Who will emerge as the Browns starter, and what role will Shedeur Sanders play in that unfolding drama? Shedeur Sanders entered the NFL with immense media attention, a legacy name, and a resume filled with production and poise from his time at Jackson State in Colorado. At the Browns facility, he is competing against veterans like Joe Flacco and younger names such as Kenny Pickett and Dorian Thompson. And then there's Shedeur, the wild card. Reports from training camp indicate that the battle is fierce. Every practice is being dissected. Every throw is being evaluated. Every rep is being measured. For Shedeur, the challenge is not just about reading defenses or adjusting to the NFL speed. It's about adapting to the culture, proving he can be a leader among men who have played this game professionally for years, and showing that his collegiate brilliance can translate to the pros. What makes the situation even more intense is the Browns' broader context. Early in camp, Shedeur has shown flashes of why he was such a hot prospect. Those ups and downs are natural, especially in a competition as crowded and intense as this one. But in the NFL, perception often becomes reality. The coaching staff has maintained that the competition is open and there are no favorites, no handouts. From a playbook standpoint, Shedeur is learning fast. His experience under Deion Sanders meant he ran complex RPO-style offenses in college. Off the field, Shedeur's presence has added an undeniable spark to the Browns camp. One wild card in this battle is injury potential. Training camps are long and physically taxing. Insiders have noted that his relationship with the receivers is growing. The stakes are enormous. If Shedeur earns the QB2 or even QB3 role, it sets him up for development, growth, and eventual opportunity. It's a high-pressure situation, but Shedeur Sanders is no stranger to pressure. So as training camp continues, the battle rages on. Whether he climbs the ranks or bides his time, one thing is certain: Shedeur isn't backing down. He's not folding under pressure.